If you think there's too many condos in the Toronto market, what if I told you that there's thousands and thousands of condos that don't show up on the MLS, which is realtor.ca, kind of on the websites? If you take a look at some of the inventory that's building up in the pre-construction market and completed condo inventory from developers and add that to what we already have, this inventory increases to a dramatic 9.5 months. Today, we're going to highlight the shadow market is in Toronto and talked about what the implications of that mean. This is a pretty quick video, and I just want to explore this topic for you a little bit. By the way, my name is Marcy Verberg, and if you find these videos interesting, please subscribe below. Okay, here we go. So we've been talking about 7 to 8 months of inventory in the condo market in Toronto. Now, if we add in what we have, about 2,500 extra condos that have already been completed by developers, that takes us up to about 9.5 months of inventory. Now, if we also added the condos that are going to be coming available, that's about an extra 24,000 condos coming available in the next few years. Now, this is a little bit hard to explain, but if we added them all together, that would take us up to 31 months of inventory if they all became available now, which they won't. So let's just agree that we have, say extra 5,000 condos available that are kind of lurking in this kind of shadow market. That are also putting pressure on everything. Now, add to this the prices. Okay, so we know that the resale condos are coming way down in price. That's because as people go to buy them, the sellers realize that they're not going to get the price that they were looking for. The prices are becoming more reasonable. Say we're down to about $850 to $900 a square foot. Now, take a pre-construction market, and you're sitting at about $1,200 to $1,500 a square foot on the high end. Now, you could say, okay, well, let's just take those prices down and everything about the same price, and then it will all work out. Well, it won't, because here's an even bigger hidden problem. And that's because when the developers were selling the projects, they're selling them at, say, $1,400 a square foot. Now, they can't turn around and lower the price before people even close because then people will say, well, why would I even close? But further to that, is the fact that we have to do an assessment on these and an appraisal on these condos before they close. So basically, the bank is not going to close a condo if you all of a sudden say it's worth $900 a square foot versus the $1,400 a square foot that you already paid. They just won't close. You won't get a mortgage. And then that will all add to this whole complex situation that we're already dealing with. So right now, the problem is that the gap between pre-sale condos and resale condos is getting even bigger, and many consumers are moving over towards the condos that are already built. Now, another part to that is also the fact that the builders have been building and selling these kind of shoebox condos. When most people who are buying condos now are buying them to actually live in, as you know, we took out the foreign buyers, we took out the students, we put a foreign buyer tax on, and all that kind of thing, which has significantly reduced the amount of foreign buyers coming into the market. Those were the people that were actually buying these shoebox condos because they were to be used as investments, primarily Airbnb, student rentals, kind of short-term rentals, that kind of thing. Government decided a few years ago to take those out. So now we don't have those buyers anymore. People who want to live long-term in a condo don't want to live in these condos either. So there we have it. We have this kind of shadow inventory building up. Shadow basically meaning there's all kinds of extra inventory sitting on the market that is not being counted in the MLS numbers. So the situation is even graver than we thought, which means that we'll probably see prices coming down even more. We will also see builders not being able to build because it's no longer worth their while. And we're going to see a lot more projects on hold. Now, how do we fix this? Well, that's a lot of policy making to think about. If you're actually buying a condo, though, there's some good opportunities here, although we may see the prices continue to come down a little bit more.